Well, hello there, YouTube, and welcome to, what is today? Thursday, the 11th of September. 34 degrees out here. It's, now it's pouring down rain, but overnight, all that snow froze, and as it melted, now all that snow you see has a frozen top layer to it. Really interesting walking around out here, but anyway, let's start a Thursday and head Southland, put in a day's work, hopefully a day's work. Off we go. 40 degrees and surprisingly nice. Yeah. The last fourth of the way to work, all of a sudden the skies opened up. Although it's not as bright now as what it was there for a while. You almost need the sunshades there for a memento or two.
I like it without the wet stuff falling.
So I forgot to say anything in the beginning there, but Grant, the parts director here, was saying his prescription changed for his blood pressure medicine. He went through some crazy dizzy stuff. You know, that was a night for the first time on a new prescription that just came in the mail.
Yeah.
And or I goofed up and double dosed it, or sometimes you lose your mind when you're doing that. But yeah, once it burned off yesterday, there was no ill. I thought I was catching a flu bug or something crazy, you know. But yeah, there's no temperatures, no nothing. Everything's fine.
Very good.
I was fine this morning. I'm a little loopy anyway. But.
Yeah, you're more off.
Mama.
Yes, sir.
It's Thursday.
Yep.
Let's go in there and bust out.
All right. Sounds like a plan.
All right. Love you. See you. Bye.
I love you.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.
There's the second of two XR150Ls. Built that. Well, there's a lot to do to that little 125F. This is a FB. It's a big wheel. It's got the larger wheels. This is a CRF or XR150L. This is like that white one I rode. I sure like these little 150Ls. Old carbureted, everything. Bunch of old 80s stuff on them. Cracks me up. Oh, somebody's calling me. Hold on. That was Kelly. Zoom calling me from upstairs. There was some Amazon stuff that showed up yesterday, and I'm going, yeah, I don't see it anywhere. It's nowhere up there. It was in shipping and receiving that store. So we found it. They're trying to get us out of here early. They're going, the weather is still looking bad for Vancouver. Pretty much don't exist for Toledo. Well, last time I looked, but we'll see. But we're going to bail just a few minutes early. This view is like the beginning of every video. I'm staring out at the stupid barn back there in the backfield. But the spark plug saga continues. I did actually come up with something. Got two more plugs there. Check this out. Now everything's correct. But there's one problem. It's a fixed end on it. It's like a automobile, snowmobiles, stuff like that. That doesn't have the screw off cap on it. So I have no choice but to use, the threaded style like that. Oh, and you'll note that the heat range is 8 ILKR 8. It's easier to do it this way. It almost looks like a Q, doesn't it? Is that actually a Q? I think it's a Q. Yeah. ILKR 8Q7. That's the one that's sitting there. So I got two of those. So the problem is the only style spark plug caps that we have are these 90-degree ones. We've been getting a lot of those from K&S. These things are, the quality is crazy good, and you can see they're not very expensive. $7.95, and it actually has the 5K ohm resistor in it, which is normal. But I don't think I have enough spark plug wire or an angle to take a 90 degree like that. So on the way home, because they chased us out because the freezing thing's coming up the deal. Tomorrow morning could be interesting, but not for us here, but the farther south. We're, by the looks of it, going to skip the whole thing here in Toledo anyway. But yeah, that's perfect. There's thread pitch, everything's correct. The heat range I need, a number 8. So coming home, I decided to make a quick stop and hit an auto parts store and grabbed, I said, some spark plug wires for like a little 4-cylinder. So don't need anything fancy. So pull these things out of here. Hold tight. So here we are. So unlike a lot of motorcycles nowadays, you can't replace the coil wire in the coil. It becomes part of the coil. You gotta buy the whole coil to get it. That's the way it is with most Japanese stuff. But this one, you can actually replace the coil wire. The only problem is a lot of bikes have anywhere from a 5 to 6 millimeter. This one is a 7 millimeter. So, but it's got the correct cap on it. It'll accept this style spark plug. And, talking about heat resistant, that's not a problem with automotive stuff. Where does a car live? Closed under a hood. They see more heat than a motorcycle is ever going to see. Maybe shy of a Spyder. Those things are all closed in, and they're definitely going to get some heat. I had to wear my boots out here. That's how we're going to have to leave in the morning, if we even have we got to watch the weather down south, because it's supposed to be snowing all morning tomorrow. And the cold is really coming in. It'll be well below freezing. So anything that hits the ground is absolutely going to be a part of the road. It's not going to be wet. So anyway, the stock spark plug cap. Of course, I should have pulled this thing out before I... Oh, here, I can get down here. So you can see the size of the stock cap. And it actually is kind of a tight clearance. The same with the Himalayans. Both of those things, man, you gotta find just the right angle to change that spark plug without loosening, at least popping up the tank. But this, as most of them are, is all flexible. So you can bow that thing around. I definitely have some options with this. I know it's not the prettiest thing, but what you don't see is the spark plug wires and spark plug cap on this thing. Usually that 7 at the end denotes the clearance. So it's a 0.7 of a millimeter instead of a 0.9. And it needs to be a 0.9, or what does that work out to be? 32,000, something like that. So I need to check the gap on it. Usually you never touch it. You got to be very careful playing around with the clearance on an Iridium plug, because it goes down to a little razor tip. The Iridium tip on it. See how small that thing is? She's just tiny. And this is just a standard spark plug. And it's a protruded tip. It's weird how the normal numbering, there's always with NGK, it'll have a P in it, meaning protruded tip. Or just not quite as protruded as a stock one, but insulator wise. But if you look at it, oh, I'm lining you up to the wrong thing. They're so close that yeah, it'll work fine. Let's spin them so they're both away. That's protruded enough. That and it's Iridium. But we'll see how that works. I don't think there's any way I'll get that 90-degree cap in there. I was just looking, I swear I had some old Spyder, the old V-twin Spyders, the 990s, had some plug wires. I think I even had one of this aftermarket plug wires that people were putting on back in the day. I don't know who who they got them from or whatever, if the people even exist anymore, but it was just automotive stuff. And anyway, there was these plug wire kits because they were famous for shorting out. They couldn't handle the heat of those V-twins all captured in all that, the Tupperware that they're hiding in. There we are. The right dimensions, everything. The other ones were fine, but, didn't. It was a 10 millimeter instead of 12 millimeter. These will definitely do the trick. Kelly goes, "You are obsessed with the spark plugs on that thing." Oh yeah, because I like the way, how clean, the GT, the Himalayans, they all run clean. Anything that I have that I put spark plugs in, they get Iridiums put inside there. They're just proven really good. And the price has come down. I mean, remember when he first came out, this is back in the I think it's the early 2000s when it became somewhat common. I remember Honda's using it in like their motocross bikes and stuff. And people freaking out because it was like $35 for a spark plug. You're going, what? I'd spend no effing $35 for a spark plug. But, especially if guy, old carbureted bikes back in the day, a lot of these guys ride their bikes in the mountains, and you get up in them hills, and it wasn't hard to foul a spark plug up there. It was, they run pretty fat. So, they'd put those Iridium plugs in there, and they'll just chew through whatever. They will not foul out. I have never seen an Iridium plug foul. So, that alone, nowadays for anything to foul a spark plug is pretty rare. I mean, look at this is it's like a Champion. You look up that part number that that Royal Enfield's using, the Champion plug, it doesn't cross-reference to anything here in the United States. And if you find them, it'll, where it shows that it's, these are in Japan, that's the Bosch, the Champion, and the, Denso, all of those plugs that are an absolute direct fit for the 350 or the classic 350, you'll see the box says NGK of India. So, and we run into the same thing with like the Spyders. You look at the part number for the NGK spark plugs for, in fact, the new Spyder is using an Iridium plug. That's what Spyders come with now. You cross-reference that number, it cross-references to nothing here. We finally figured it out, but we have to order them. Look at the crazy plugs that BMWs have. They got some weird numbers that don't cross-reference anything either. And they're NGK plugs is what they're using. But you just get them from BMW. And the price is no difference. It's just easier to go elsewhere to get spark plugs instead of having to go to a BMW dealer. But that's things you just got to do. But they're readily available here in the States. So, but yeah, don't cross-reference them trying to figure out, your bike shop that has the right one. Sometimes you get lucky. And this does not cross-reference to, there's no way of knowing because there is no cross-reference. And the bikes are new enough that the catalogs and stuff haven't caught up with them yet. Stuff that drives you bat poop crazy. But anyway, I'll slip the old one in the hole there. You ever see these little adapters where you got quarter, 3/8, and ½ inch, and it converts it into, a wrench size. So if you need to get a socket in a weird place, it's literally the best thing to use for handing a spark plug in a spark plug hole. Stick that little adapter in there. Just do it by hand. It's almost like putting a little knurled handle on the end of it. It's just 60 millimeters. Or 5/8 if you're into SAE. But anyway, they'll grab the mama, go wading across the water. Oh, our whole yard is completely full of water. But all that snow melted and just, it's a lake out there. So anyway, thanks for listening to me and my spark plug saga once again. But we got a solution now. Well, hello there, YouTube. Man. Ooh, it's flooding out there. Just a mess. It's amazing, all that snow. Of course, I don't know how much it rained here. It was sure pouring to work, and man, was it coming down coming home from work today. It didn't rain that bad at work.
That's all still covered in snow over there.
Yeah, anything that has any type of shade to it, just thick snow. But yeah, this morning, like I said, it was all just a sheet of ice. Now you gotta wear your dadgum boots to get back and forth to the garage.
Yep.
We got ourselves some wet shoes. Yeah, didn't know it was gonna do it while we were at work.
No, had to wade
Can't
through
get to the house. Gotta wade through it.
Yep. Try to find the high ground.
Yeah. So, we grabbed the girls out of the pen and we go to take them and put them on their runners and run a while. But that last half of the way home, or was it more than that? It actually was nice out. The roads dried up, and it's crazy. All that rain, and all of a sudden, wait a minute, we're driving down a dry road. You're so used to driving in the rain that it feels really cool to not hear that shh, that nonstop hiss.
Yeah.
Windshield wipers going nonstop. Crazy. But boy, is it flat tomorrow, even tomorrow morning.
Yeah, tomorrow and Saturday.
And Saturday is absolutely going to be crazy. Nobody's moving on Saturday. For tomorrow looks we're going to have to get up in the morning and even see if we can make it to work. Not for us here. As soon as you go south of here, that front's coming up. I don't know if it's coming through the gorge or where it's coming from, but what was that? Sounds like something running through the snow out there.
A bunny.
Oh, yeah. But anyway, we'll see. It's quite cold out here now.
It is.
But we're talking highs Saturday in like Vancouver. I was just looking at Vancouver weather in the teens, barely breaking into the 20s. It's like the winter.
It's gonna be cold for a bit.
But anyway, we'll see how that goes. But on that, I think we're gonna. Yeah, the cars are flying down the road. Oh, they salted the road.
Yeah.
We stopped at Red Apple, and I'm going, what is that? Oh no. Yep. Salted the road. They're predicting the worst. But that's got to be a really good rain before I can pull any motorcycle out.
Yeah.
It's bad enough driving your car in it, Oh, I hate when they do that. State highways. But anyway, we'll run.
Alrighty, well, thank you guys so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. We will talk to you tomorrow. Same smoke time, same smoke channel. Don't forget to give a thumbs up, and you guys have an amazing Friday or Saturday.
Heck yeah. All right.
See you in the morning.
All right. Thanks for watching now. Bye-bye.